5 years of Turkish prison was, again, the worst thing, but in some ways it was the best thing because it forced me to grow up. I was a child of the 60s, sex, drugs, rock and roll, free love. I ran all around the world. I actually made 3 trips to Istanbul prior to getting busted. First trip, I taped 2 kilos of hash to my leg, wrapped a cast around it. I was working in a hospital in Milwaukee as a child psychiatric aide. No experience. I'm an English major. I went there to become a journalist. But I'm good with kids. And I found myself in a hospital working with these emotionally disturbed kids, which blew me away because I wasn't ready for it at the time, way back then. Every break I'd get off the ward and I happened to walk past the room and there were doctors taking a big thing of plaster tape, sticking it in water and wrapping it around someone's leg, creating a cast. And I looked at that and an idea came to me which literally changed my life. The hardest thing about jail was not the dirt and the violence and the stuff that people think from the outside, the worst part of jail. I can handle all that. Dirt doesn't bother me. The violence, I'm not real big, but I used to be very fast and nasty, and I used to do all this martial arts shit. So people don't bother you if you're not an easy target. Prison is just like the outside. If you're a victim on the outside, you'll be a victim on the inside. If you're not, you're not. The hard part of jail is the realization came to me that not only because I'm so fucking self-centered, not thinking about anybody but myself, that now that I'm arrested, I've got to deal with it, and my parents have to deal with it. My mother, I can't even say it 40 years later, my mother has to deal with the fact that every night she goes to sleep with pain in her heart because of what I've done. That's the hard part of jail. That's what ripped me up, at least. But you know, you live with it, you deal with it, and one of the nice things about trial and pressure is that it brings things out that you may not have found otherwise. Because if I hadn't gotten busted, I would just have been freewheeling and rolling till I smashed up against the wall somewhere else. But it forced me to find out what it is that I really needed in life and what it is that, what I wanted to live for, what I wanted to die for. And it brought out qualities that I didn't know I had, that I realized I need this, I need to embrace this. And after a year or so, I thought that I had learned a wonderful karmic lesson, and now it's time to go. I couldn't stand the idea of being in prison. I spent a couple of different attempts to escape. One of them, I went to a mental hospital there's a law in the Turkish constitution that says if you're judged to be mentally incompetent, crazy, they can't keep you in jail. If you're that crazy, they don't let you out on the street, they keep you in the mental hospital, but that was a better place to escape from than the actual prison. So I convinced some doctors that I was crazy, and they sent me to a mental hospital where I spent 2 weeks. Most of my friends from the 60s wouldn't think I'd have any problem getting a crazy report until I got to Bakırköy Mental Hospital, Section 13 for the criminally insane, and I saw the competition. I don't know where I was, but what I decided was that I will turn the escape switch off. That one act changed everything. Prison literally became a different place. I was seeing it with different eyes. I was a different person. I enjoyed prison. How strange is that? I enjoyed jail at that point because I was taking it moment by moment. I had a little Japanese friend inside prison, the calmest guy in jail. Always had this little glow about him, and he was always talking to me about living in the moment. He'd say, just take care each little minute, each little minute. I never got that, but once I turned the switch off, I kind of got that. And I actually remember William James, college philosophy, William James the pragmatist. My name is William James Hayes, so he always appealed to me. And William James says, people can alter their lives by altering their attitudes. And I never got it until then. It was like, people can alter their lives by altering their attitudes. And I altered my attitude.